Okay, so quick story time of how my mortgage increased by 120% and how easy it is for Black folks to lose their homes in America. Now, with that being said, I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm going to give y'all all the numbers. I'm just going to let you know because ain't no point in hiding. I don't gatekeep, but none of that. Okay, so the beginning of this month, I wake up and I have a notification from my bank saying that my account went under $100. This is interesting because the night before I knew the mortgage was coming out, so I transferred a good hefty amount over what the mortgage was going to be, and I'm like, drop below $100, that's crazy. So I get online and I see that my bank has taken a double payment with like a little bit more. So my mortgage is usually $100, baby, I wish, $1,100. And when I went to go check, they had taken out $2,400. So my first thought is, this is interesting. Like maybe what they did was a double payment. Like maybe something didn't come out last month. And so like maybe that's what it was. Like maybe this is double payment and like a late fee, but that wouldn't make sense to me because it's on auto pay. So if something happened and the funds were there, that wasn't on me. So anyway, I'm like, okay, whatever, let me just check. So I scroll back up to see if the payment was taken out for March. Sure enough, it was taken out for March, a payment of $1,100. So I'm like, why did I get a payment of $2,400 taken out? So I call my mortgage company and I'm like, hey, what's good? I just want to make sure, like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why did y'all take out a payment of $2,400? And
I know why her mortgage payment has changed. Here we have another person who is posting about how they are shocked and appalled that their mortgage payment has increased. There are a number of reasons why her mortgage payment has increased. We'll find out the true reason later. One reason can be that she has an an adjustable rate mortgage. And with an adjustable rate mortgage, the interest rate is fixed for a period of time and then it adjusts, usually according to the market. Another reason can be that she has a mortgage strategy called a 2-1 buy down. And with a 2-1 buy down loan, her interest rate is 2% lower the first year, then it is 1% lower the second year, then it reverts to the normal rate for the remaining of the term. So she may be going through that 2-year, 1-year period of time. The third reason why her mortgage payment may have increased is because she has an escrow account with her mortgage, and one or more of the expenses that the escrow account pays for on her behalf has increased, or there is a shortage in her account to pay those obligations. So your escrow account is what I call a savings account, and it is used to pay your obligations such as your homeowner's insurance premium and your property taxes. One or both of those expenses may have increased, and so her escrow account analysis was conducted, and it was determined that they would need more money to cover those increased expenses, and or that she has a shortage, and so she needs more money to be added to her savings account to pad her escrow account and to pay those expenses on her behalf. Let's find out the true reason. But I am really shocked that she is learning by checking her bank account and seeing a bigger withdrawal than normal for her mortgage taken out of her account. Usually with an escrow account analysis, they give you sufficient warning, like weeks in advance, that your payment is going to change. And then also you would know because you receive your mortgage insurance renewal in the mail and you receive your property tax bill. So those should have given her a clue that eventually I'm going to need more money in my escrow account to cover these increased expenses. So I'm shocked that she's waking up and checking her account and seeing that more was withdrawn than normal for her mortgage payment, and she's just shocked by this. So let's find out a little bit more. Maybe she'll explain later why that is the way she learned of her increased mortgage payments.
And the lady's like, oh, that's your new payment. What do you mean that's my new payment? She's like, well, that's your new payment because you don't have enough in escrow and your taxes went up by $6,000. My taxes went up by $6,000. Now here's the part that gets crazy. So I'm like, okay, let me check all this out. So three things happened that caused my mortgage to increase. One, she told me that we don't have any money in my escrow. I'm going to talk about that in a second. We don't have any money in our escrow. Two, my homeowner's insurance went up from $2,000 to $4,000. Called them, they were like, well, we don't know what's going on. Like, the mortgage rates are just the highest they've ever been in Texas right now. We ain't got nothing for you, basically. That's it. Like, what you gonna do? Started shopping around, all of that. The third thing, we'll talk about that again. The third thing was that my property taxes went up. So I go onto the county website to see like what the heck is going on, because this doesn't make sense to me. So when I calculate everything, my insurance had only gone up $711. I remember the number because 7-Eleven. So I called back. I'm like, ma'am, now this is where everything pisses me off, and there's literally nothing we can do about it. There's nothing that we can do about it. We can call to try to get like cheaper homeowners insurance, but for the most part, it doesn't even matter. Now, so whenever I call this lady back, I'm like, or the company back, I'm like, I don't understand what happened, because every June or July, somewhere around there, they do an escrow analysis and they see, do you have enough money in escrow? For those of you that are new to home ownership, don't own a home, don't know what it is, whatever. Escrow is an amount that you pay every single month. So at the end of the year, they pay things like your homeowner's insurance and your taxes, right? So that way it doesn't come out of pocket at any time for you. You've already been paying all year, so they just write your taxes a check and they write your homeowners a check. Okay, you pay that within your mortgage. Now, and every July they do like an escrow analysis where they say, do you have more than enough? Do you have too little? Do you have to make something up? What's going on? Do you have a deficit or do you have excess? So they hit us up last month and they were like, yeah, you're good. Like you actually got too much. So we're going to send you a check. They sent us a check. They wrote us off a check for $2,900. Okay, cool, bet. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, you shouldn't have spent the $2,900. That way your escrow, baby, we can pay the $2,900 right now. What we cannot pay is an additional $1,300 a month. $1,300 a month is crazy. And there's nothing we can do about it. Like, we can't go back and say, yo, y'all told us we were good. They don't give a damn. They do not care, baby. They don't care.
So now we know in her situation why her mortgage payment increased. She said her mortgage payment increased because she had a shortage in her escrow account. Her property taxes have increased, as well as her homeowner's insurance premium increased. Now, last year, when they did an escrow analysis, she had a surplus, and so they sent her a check. The mortgage company is required to keep a certain amount in your escrow account, and anything above that amount, they will send back to you in the form of a check. Now, what you do with that check is up to you. I highly recommend you send it back to your escrow account for future changes. But she received a surplus she had a surplus last year, therefore a check was sent to her. So this year, it seems like she thought that things would be the same. She keeps saying how when she called, they told her at that time, oh yeah, you're good. But for some reason, I get the impression that she thought things would be the same this time. But she should have received the same escrow analysis this year before her mortgage payment changed. They do give you enough notice that your payment is going to change. And she would have saw that, no, I did not have a surplus this year. I have an increase in my mortgage payment this year. So then she wouldn't wake up checking her banking account and being shocked by the amount that was withdrawn for her mortgage payment. Still trying to understand the shock and awe regarding all of this. So she is aware that escrow analysis occurred from her mortgage company every July. So maybe she just missed it.
So they literally told us there's nothing, you just gonna have to pay this unless you have like all the thousands of dollars saved up right now to give to us in a large check. I think it was like 9,000-10,000, something like that. Then baby, you're just gonna have to pay this extra $1,300 every single month, and then we'll do another analysis. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do a part 2 because this is too long, but I will explain what basically we're waiting for in the next thing. If you have any questions, let me know. I know I didn't want to make this too long, but yeah, this is really what we're dealing with right now, and this is how easy it is, especially for people who are one generation removed from Jim Crow. My parents grew up in the Jim Crow style. Who was going to teach them about financial literacy? Who was going to give them that information to then pass down to us? Like, my parents are the first homeowners. Anyway, I digress. We'll talk about that, but I'll do a part 2.
To avoid this surprise, talk to homeowners, do your research. We live in an information age where there's information all around you, information at your fingertips. I'm so surprised that she's just shocked by the fact that her mortgage payment changed and she had no clue. I'm not sure why this comment
Okay, so quick story time of how my mortgage increased by 120% and how easy it is for Black folks to lose their homes in America.
And this comment,
yeah, this is really what we're dealing with right now, and this is how easy it is, especially for people who are one generation removed from Jim Crow. My parents grew up in the Jim Crow South. Who was going to teach them about financial literacy? Who was going to give them that information to then pass down to us? Like, my parents are the first homeowners. Anyway, I digress.
has any relevance to things that she's going through. This is not a Black issue. This happens to anybody. We live in an information age. There's information all around us. She cannot attribute her lack of knowledge that her mortgage payment was going to increase to her being African American. That is not the reason why. She didn't ask questions. She didn't read her paperwork. She didn't do her research. She's not reading her mail. This is not a Black thing. Black people are not losing their homes because they did not know that their mortgage payment was going to increase. So she's talking about financial literacy and Jim Crow, and her parents before her didn't know to tell the generations after them. I don't get it. So when you buy a home, there will be increases in your expenses. There will be repairs. There will be maintenance. And if you have the right team around you when you bought your house, your lender is a source of information. Previous home buyers are sources of information. Your real estate agent is an excellent source of information. The home inspector is another great source of information to tell you what to expect. There are expenses to being a homeowner, and they increase. And had she done her research, she will be prepared for those things. She will know that they will come. And then so I also recommend that you establish a savings account for when unexpected repairs occur and maintenance is needed and increase in premiums occur. Also, when you close on your home, 3 days before you close, your lender is required to give you what is called a closing disclosure. The closing disclosure is very important for you to review. You have to sign that you did. It is given to you 3 days before you close for a reason. 3 days to give you time to review and ask questions. And this closing disclosure includes all of the closing costs that you will incur, how much to bring to the closing table, if anything, and it line by line, it describes the expenses that you will have. It outlines your mortgage payment, your principal, your interest, and there's a section for variable expenses, a section for your escrow account, and there's a statement saying these amounts may increase over time. It mentions that a few times throughout the closing disclosure. It's a 6-page document. Read your paperwork. It's given to you for a reason, and it explains that in that section where it says these expenses may increase over time, something along those lines. That's where it talks about taxes and insurance. Yes, those things will change. If your home increases in value, then there's a chance that your property taxes will increase and your homeowner's insurance will increase as well. Just be aware when becoming a homeowner that your expenses are not fixed and things happen. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. Please. But tell me your thoughts on this situation.